Did you know if you come first in the Premier League First Division competition, you win over £1,200? And guess what? I'm going to tell you how they do it. So this is going to be a bit of a dive into the past to look at what the people that have been winning the divisions have been doing. Because I'm sure we all look at our own results and we think, right, okay, how did I do? We might have a glance at the who won, but we don't really always analyse what's been happening. There's a lot of talk about stacking, who are the premium players? Should I be playing them? Should I be playing the fixtures? But has anyone ever gone back and looked through the winning teams to see what's been happening?
We have to go back.
This is a Sorare strategy video. My name is GW. If you do like anything in the video, then do like and make sure you do subscribe. I want to try and put out some interesting topics, put out some content that is a bit different. You won't see me doing like lineup building, for example, because I don't have time really to put into that as content. I'm not sure how much you'd get out of just seeing me pick my team. So I want to kind of look at other topics that I can cover. Obviously, if at any point you want me to do lineup builders or there's something you want me to cover, then do let me know. But yeah, so what we want to do today is look at what are these people that are winning the biggest prize in Premier League Limited. What are they doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So the first thing I did was a lovely little everyone loves an Excel spreadsheet. I certainly do. So what this is showing is through the game weeks of the divisions, which division had the highest score. We can see that primarily it's Division 2, and that's not really too much of a surprise given the fact that the volumes in Division 2 are a lot greater than in Division 1. There's a lot of people fighting it out to get into the top division, and if you can, you're going to be in a good place, because as you can see from here, there's only been one time that the top score, which is indicated by the gold, has been in Division 1. The silvers here is the second highest score, so I thought I'd add them on as well. Interestingly enough, in week 1, it was Division 5 that had the highest score, which has never been repeated since. The reason for that, a lot of people were playing in-season Premier League for the first time. They had a lot of their teams dumped into Division 5. What that meant was we had a lot of premium teams here being played for the first time. There was also a very large scope of players in the division on game week 1. As the weeks have gone on, the highest scoring teams have generally filtered towards the top, which you would expect. I'd expect this to probably be further strengthened in the coming weeks after the boxes were kind of rearranged and nerfed, which we could talk about separately. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of highlight this because I thought it's quite interesting that it is Division 2 that has the highest proportion of the highest score covering the whole game week. There is some debate, well, from me, that I feel that if you get the top score of the whole week, I feel you should get something. 500 essence maybe? Why not throw it in there? Because as someone who has got a Fulham stack and a Palace part stack and a Forest stack in season, I'm not really going to be in a position where if my team hits big, they're not going to be in Division 1. They're going to be in probably 3 or 4 where the prizes are a lot less. So I do think if you get, like this guy here, if you win Division 3, you're not going to get as high as a person who won Division 1, even though you got a far superior score. The other thing that I found quite interesting is just how far behind the top score Division 1 can be and win. So, for example, here, look at that gap between Division 1 and the top score of the week. That is huge. Not so big in this week, where it's about a 20-point gap. Here again, pretty much a 40-point difference. Here again, huge, absolutely huge difference between the top score in Division 1 and the overall top score. Again, look at this. This is really highlighting to me, if you can get in Division 1, you don't want to lose that.
I'm just not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
You don't want to lose that place. Relegation really does put you in a real cattle cart of people really fighting it out, really premium scores. So if you can get up here, you want to stay there. So it was only this one week where the person who had the high score was in Division 1. So that's kind of the first thing I was kind of looking at. And here I've got the top scoring team in Division 1 across the past 9 weeks that we've had so far. Remember this? Remember the days we couldn't even open our cards? So we've got the blankers here, as I like to call them.
What did you say?
Interestingly, nobody was using classic cards in the first couple of weeks. Adding on to which I feel is a bit of a missed opportunity, because your classic card, especially in the early weeks, will have the higher XP. So and as the weeks have gone on, that has kind of, on the whole, changed. So most times the winner of Division 1 is using a premium classic card to complement their in-season stack. This is absolutely common sense to do, because if you've got an old card that's got high XP, high collection score, for example, a classic Saka will have a higher XP than a in-season Saka if it's been built up the right way. As we get further into the season, that will change. I've already got some cards that are on 15.5% where I've been training them up, and they've got full collection bonus, and they've got obviously they've got the new season bonus of 5% as well. So
nobody likes a show off, sir.
As the season goes on, I would say you need to be less reliant on the classic card. If you've got the same card in season, there will be a point in time where the in season will overtake the classic. The other thing to note, and I've done some graphs down here, is full stacking what the winner does? And the answer is no. So anyone who thinks that you can go out and win with a full stack, it's possible. There was one time when it
So you're telling me there's a chance?
happened. And that time that it happened was, where are we? It was a Liverpool stack. I think it was when we had Manchester United. So I'm just looking. Yep. So here, this game week here, Trent, Alisson, Soboslai, Salah, and who is that? Virgil. So apart from that, every other game week, the winner has not had a full stack of a team. Often not even close to a full stack. So when you see it highlighted in front of your eyes, I think that really does tell you, if you want to win, if you want to go for podiums, full stacking is not the way. And the reason for that is, if you think about it, even if a team smashes, like, what you've got to think is, do they have players that are capable of hitting 100 in every position? So, for example, Liverpool, I would say with Liverpool, you've got the keeper. The keeper is the keeper. Like, their ceilings are kind of limited anyway, or very random at times. But the outfielders, Trent as a defender he's one of the premium defenders. He is capable of smashing 100. Mo Salah, obviously, is capable of smashing 100. Even Diaz on occasion, he's not great, but he can push towards 100 if he gets double decisives. But where Liverpool, for example, suffer is in midfield area. They don't really have, unfortunately, as a Liverpool fan, someone who's going to smash 80, 90s, 100s on a regular basis. So if you had a full stack of Liverpool and they won 2 or 3-0, it may well be that the midfielder is the one that lets you down. So it may be beneficial to really pick up a premium midfielder to go along with a Liverpool collection if you have that opportunity. So stacking isn't a thing, but defensive stack, which by that I mean a goalie and a defender from the same team, that is the most viable option to win the podium. 78% of teams that came first had a defensive stack. Often it's Liverpool stacks, actually. So you see down here, it has changed from Alisson to Kelleher as Alisson has picked up his injury, and the defender sometimes has changed. But what we are seeing is a clear pattern where you want to be having a defensive duo at the back. There's common sense behind that, really. You're only relying on one clean sheet rather than two. So I'm trying to find one where there isn't a defensive stack on here. So what I would say is it's just best to go with a defensive stack. What would be devastating is if you have all your outfielders smash, but and even Trent, for example, smashes, but they let in a goal, and then you kind of in an unfortunate position because if Trent is smashed, but you've got say Vicario and he was the one that lets in the goal, you'll be kind of ruining the opportunity of that you could have had a smash. So yeah, so although full stacks are a definite no, defensive stacks seems to be the way to go. It isn't 100% of the time, but I think these figures speak for themselves. And the other thing that the when I looked through this, one of the most important things can often be is you have to play a goalie, a defender, a midfielder, and forward. Then you have an addition. Who you play in that additional spot is up to you. Any outfielder. So you can go for a defender, you can go for a midfielder or forward. So I thought I'd have a little look at what the winners have been doing, and this is how it turned out. So over half of the time, the extra position has been allocated to a midfielder. 33% of the time, it's been a defender, and 11% of the time, it's been a forward. And what I would say in terms of the defender, often it's been Trent. We've got like two Trents here, we've got Trent there. I would say Trent is a glorified midfielder anyway. He's classified as a defender, but the way he can go inverted and push on, he effectively, that's like playing another midfielder. Gvardiol as well. Very much a player that, although he's a defender, he's playing in the final third a lot of the time. So I would say my main takeaway is this: don't go for a forward as your extra position. The reason for that is, and these guys obviously know, only 11%, which was one time, did a double forward hit the first place position. And the reason for that, forwards are very reliant on getting decisive actions. There is some premium forwards in the game, especially this season. We've got Cole Palmer, who we can see appearing a couple of times there. We've got Salah, who Son. You do have these players, but if you're pairing them together, which this is on this occasion it did work well, you are relying on. You're not just saying this player is going to do very well. You're saying, right, those two teams are going to smash it, because it's very hard for a forward to outperform a midfielder. Midfielders generally are on set pieces. I know that's not a blanket rule, but they're more involved in the game. So if you've got two midfielders that are on set pieces and are very much someone who kind of controls the game, you're going to be in a very, very good position. And you might not, even if you fall short of hitting first, you're going to be in a better position overall because their ceilings tend to be lower. So definitely when you're shaping your team, if you want to go for the podiums, I would not be looking at two forwards. I'd be looking at two midfielders, or if you've got the absolute cream of the crop defenders, I would be putting those defenders in. And in terms of the array of talent we've got in front of us, would you say that these are premium players? Is it that stars do win stars? I would say yes. Just looking at it, like you've got an assortment of riches here. Liverpool have been the best defensive team in the league this season, most clean sheets. And with that Trent being so attacking as well, that's just a very, very popular defensive stack is the Liverpool defensive stack. Cole Palmer has been on fire. Chippy chips and all that. He's been on fire. He's very good. And what I'm trying to do now is look, who would you even consider not a premium player here? Really, the only one I'm looking at is Dwight McNeil. I don't know if I would say that anyone else here could be considered a budget pick. So what does that tell me? It does really tell me that you do need the best of the best if you're going to be hitting first place. You might be able to sprinkle in the odd gem here and there. For example, Brian Mbermo, he is a very good player. Maybe doesn't play for the most fancied club in the Premier League, but he's definitely someone I could see getting a move because the way he plays the game, and especially from Sorare terms, he's on penalties. He gets involved a lot. He's more than capable of picking up 2 or 3 decisives in a game. He's not just a goal scorer; he's also a creator. But no, other than that, it very much is pick your battles in terms of defensively, and then what you then want to do is really just load up on premium players, and then if you can, sprinkle in a little bit of a variance in terms of who you're going for up top. It helps. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting to kind of look at. I did also look at home and away. Just I just thought, is that going to be something that is primarily home fixtures that are winning these comps? And actually, no, it wasn't. There is actually, it is primarily home fixtures, but it's only by a slight percentage. So if we zoom in a little bit here, for example, here we got Cole Palmer's at home, but Gvardiol's playing away. Home fixture, but these two are both playing away. They actually conceded a goal, and they were still the top pick. So it does show that you don't necessarily even need a clean sheet. Again, Liverpool were away from home. Arsenal were at home. Tottenham away from home. Cole Palmer at home. You can see there's a bit of a there's no clear bias towards home fixtures. It really is about playing the fixture itself, not whether it's home or away. Here we've got Mo Salah and Verge both playing in an away fixture, both coming up trumps, and that was away to Arsenal. So sometimes I would say that certain players are fixture proof. Someone like Cole Palmer, no matter where he's playing, home or away, I would fancy him to do well. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but there's certain players that they're just surefire hits. So hopefully that's been quite useful. I've cut the video short now because I did start rambling on and on and on about other things, which I know you guys are very busy. You've got things to do with your lives, so I will touch on other subjects about winning tactics and strategies on another video. If you did enjoy the video, then please do subscribe to the video, put the notifications on, and I hope to see you again soon.